welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to share some things with you guys that I've learned over the years from modeling. I've been doing it for a while. I've learned so many things, like it's insane. And I feel like modeling gets like a little bit of a bad rep where people just think that you're just a pretty face, or you know how to pose, or you just got lucky or something. And I'm sure those things do have something to do with it. You have to be striking on camera and have a certain look about you, and yeah, you do have to be able to pose, but I feel like there's so much more that goes into it if you actually want to be a successful model and make a career out of it. So yeah, I just wanted to share some things with you guys so that you have a bit of food for thought if it's something that you want to go into. So the first thing I've got is modeling is so much more than being striking in your looks and being able to pose. But do make sure that you do learn how to pose. The best advice that I could give is the more comfortable that you feel in the pose, the better the images come out. And I say that for even if it's like a super awkward pose, like they're literally making you do some kind of like gymnastic weird like structure with your body. I feel like even within that, if you can try and find some comfort, then that is gonna translate into the camera. Every time someone's like, oh, like if someone's shooting something and they're like, oh, Shivani, like you're the expert, what should we do? I generally always say to them, try and feel as comfortable as possible in the pose, even if you don't feel comfortable in the moment, it kind of translates. So yeah, that's one thing I definitely swear by. Another thing I would say is I've got here, go to the client and find out exactly what they want from the shoot. You're a person on set too. If anything, you might be the most important person on set because a huge part of the deliverables are going through you. So make sure that there isn't a disconnect between what the client wants and what you're doing. Check the mood board, see if there's any suggested poses. There's generally like someone that would probably be between you and the client, so they would introduce themselves. They'd be like, hey, I'm looking after you today. If you need any coffees, drinks, anything, I want to buy. And that's amazing and great. And there will generally always be someone that will greet you as soon as you come on set, that is kind of there between you and the client. But I think it is important for you to go to the client and introduce yourself and just find out like what their inspiration is behind the shoot. What I try and do is put myself in their shoes and imagine they've spent so much money, time, energy into production. Like shoots cost thousands and thousands of pounds. They've paid for you, they've paid for the hair, the makeup, everything. So it's obviously a big thing for the brand. And sometimes if it's like a campaign or something, then they're doing it once a year. So that is a huge thing for the brand, really. So if the client is there on set, it's always good just to go over to them, shake their hand, even though they know who you are because they booked you for the shoot. It's nice to just break that ice between you guys and be like, I'm really excited to be here, whatever. And then they will be like, yeah, like, you know, I came up with this idea, I don't know, they could say anything, like when I was mountain climbing and then I came up with this whole concept, or, you know, I lost someone really close to me and I wanted to do something that was like showing an expression of how I was feeling at that time or something. You just never know what their reasoning is behind wanting to do the shoot. 9 times out of 10, it's usually just because it works and they're making money. And it's like what's trending or whatever. But sometimes something more personal, then yeah, it can be nice to understand like the concept. Always going to be a concept, even if it's just a money making, like, oh, this works in the market right now. They'll always have some idea, whether it be like, you know, we want this to be like, we want you to come across as like whimsical, to give like fairy vibes and it be like lost girl in the forest, or whether it's like, okay, we're doing like striking makeup and we want you to be in like your divine feminine energy, but like dark feminine energy. Like those are two completely different concepts. So yeah, it's nice to know like where the shoot that you're doing is going to sit in that spectrum. Okay, then I've got, it's a job and no one wants to work with someone difficult, especially if there are deliverables to the client. This whole being booked for who you are diva mentality is like dying out now. I feel like a lot of people now are genuinely wanting to work with people that are just easy to work with, good at their job, execute well, and give the client the deliverables basically from the shoot and what they're trying to get out of it at the end of the day. Back like maybe 10-20 years ago, modeling was more like, oh, like she's a diva, she asks for another seat for her handbag, it's like she comes with all the sass, da, 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 and it was all about that, and like who you are, you have to act a certain way, and that doesn't really exist anymore, I don't think. I think the way society is, the way people are looking, the consciousness is going up, and the way people are even looking at famous people, I feel like it's dying out. And people are now, without me going on a spiritual tangent, are going on a journey within to understand who they are, and then their decisions and choices of like what they support in life is reflecting them. So the more inner work people have done, the more that I think people care less about like putting so much of that energy into another person. So I genuinely think this whole like fame thing is falling anyway. I feel like it's kind of outdated, and looking up to people and not looking within yourself to feel like you're basically the same energy. I feel like that is all dying out. So yeah, just don't be difficult on set. I feel like be professional, execute well, get the job done. It is a job at the end of the day. Everybody has got goals that they want to meet from the shoot. So get in there, find out what you've got to do it, and go home. For me personally, there's been such a big conflict between working in India and working in the UK. Maybe when I first came here, not so much now, things have progressed here, but India was a little bit behind on that. And you would see people like acting really diva-ish on set and stuff, coming from the UK and having like a modelling career over there. When we're on set, it's just like everyone's all kind of in that country anyway treated on one level, so nobody's better than anyone else, and you're just part of the team and you're integrated into the team. It's not so much of a hierarchy, so they do really expect you to work, get the job done, and for us all to go home on time, really. I came from the UK to India with that mentality that I'm professional, I am a professional, you know, I'm modeling now, but I could have gone into anything else, including things that I was really passionate about, like marketing, and I really wanted to go into law and charity and things like that. So it's like, for me now, the fact that I've taken this route of doing modeling, it's not a joke for me, and I don't see it as like something silly. I see it as a career. I know personally from when I've been part of the production for shoots, or yeah, and I've basically put a team together, or the client has liked me so much that they've said, oh, like, who would you like on this shoot, because we really want you to have a good day and a good shoot. Or whether it be that I'm sick and I've got to ask for someone to replace me, then I'm generally, for any of those situations, I'm going to go for people that if I'm on the shoot, that I want to spend the day with, because I want it to be a nice day. So I'll literally, there's so many talented makeup artists out there, but I would rather choose one that's talented and that I get on with energetically and is good at their job, just gets the job done basically, than somebody that I know is just going to be like a complete diva and annoying on set. And I feel like it's the same for models, it's the same for anyone. Nobody wants somebody in the group that's going to cause problems and drama. Everybody just wants to get it done and go home. I feel like at least that's the direction we're moving in, which is amazing. And like I said, if it's someone standing in for me and I've got to suggest a model, I'm not going to suggest somebody that is going to make me look silly. I'm always going to suggest someone that's going to be like fun, happy, light and easygoing on set, because then that's a reflection of me. I've got make friends with everyone. You never know when you're going to see somebody again or be suggested for something. I have put so many people on. I'm always suggesting girls to model if I can't make it, who are nice and professional. So my next point is, I go into shoots generally thinking, what if this was my own brand campaign? Or I really try and put myself into the brand owner's shoes and think, what would I want out of this? How epic would I want this shoot to be? And also I think, what can I add personally to make this different, like my own flair? Every shoot is like a fresh start, and it's a new project, and it's a new vision, and it's a new team. So it's like exciting, like what is it that they would want to get out of it, and try and be on board with that, instead of being like on your phone, not really feeling like you want to be there, acting like you don't want to be there, hungover from the night before, itching, like looking at the clock, like how long have we got left, how long have we got left, you know, just try and like have a little bit of consideration for like how much effort has gone into the shoot. Yeah, I've seen it many times where people like are really obvious about the fact that they don't want to be there, and I don't know, I just think, yeah, I get it, because like you can be like over it, and it is overstimulating being a model on set when everyone's touching you, but just try and like think like your energy will affect everyone else's energy on set. The whole shoot's energy will kind of go in that direction. And then the adding personal thing, yeah, I think it's cool just to add your own touch, just to be like, oh, like what have I learned over the years that I could add to this? I suggest things all the time. I'll be like, oh, what about this lighting? Or, oh, like I think this would look nice. Honestly, sometimes they prefer it if you're like, oh, I'd rather wear this, because ultimately they want you to feel comfortable. I remember I was in a shoot recently and the client literally walked over to me, she's like very sweet, and she was like, Shivani, do you prefer having like Gaja, like eyeliner in your eyes? Because you do that all the time, and I feel like if that's your vibe, then you should do that. Girl, get me that eyeliner. Okay, you do have to be aware of making everyone happy, so modeling is a stretch. And what I mean by this is when you're ultimately working towards the shot that they're going to use for the campaign, or the shot or the moment where they're like, okay, we've got it, like go 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 go, shoot shoot shoot. Ultimately there's a whole list of people that have to be happy in that moment. The makeup artist, makeup has to be looking good. The hairstylist, hair has to be looking good. The photographer has to be happy with the lighting and the background and the setup. The client has to be happy because it's the client's shoot. Stylist, so the way the clothes sit has to be perfect. They all want different things, so it really is a balancing act. All those guys are looking at you, and all of them have to be happy in that moment for collectively you to get the shot. So say if your clothes are crinkled because you've gone on and like crushed the clothing, or you're nervous, so you've just sat in hair and makeup for 2 hours and then you walk straight onto set and the first thing you do is like flip your hair from one side to the other and you ruined all the hair, or you have something in your eye and you've like gone into your eye and like rubbed the makeup. These are just things that you have to be very aware of when you're in the moment. So I am like very, very, very conscious of everything that's going on, because I'm like, okay, this person's done this and spent an hour doing the outfit and choosing the accessories. The other person's literally just spent an hour and a half doing my hair, whilst the other one's spent an hour and a half doing my makeup. So like, I don't touch the hair, I won't touch my face. And if something needs correcting, like, you know, there's a strand of hair and you can feel it, I literally won't go in and take that off. Makeup artists won't even go in and take that off because they respect that the hairstylist did the hair. So they would rather get the hairstylist to come with a little comb and like pull that off and put it back into place. No one is touching anyone else's territory. And as a model, you have given yourself to all those people, and it's so wild because I'll even refer to, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to ruin your hair, even though it's literally my hair. I'll refer to it as your hair because they spent 2 hours doing it. And it's true, because in that moment you've borrowed your hair to the shoot. So it's like, I've just seen it so many times where girls have gone on and they're like so nervous and they've just gone straight in and like touched the hair whilst they're shooting. And it's like, it's just about being aware of the fact that like you have to be conscious of everything that's going on here, because so much effort has gone into creating the way that you look to get the shot. In that moment, the pose and everything, it all has to be perfectly aligned so that every single person in that moment is happy, because if not, then they're not going to get the shot, and then it's not going to make it to like whatever the end goal is, like the billboard or the ad or whatever. It's so hard to make everyone happy, but that's why it kind of builds up, tweaking and tweaking. Like the hair gets tweaked, the makeup gets tweaked, the outfit gets tweaked, so many tweaks go in, and then like it's like you hit gold, and it's like one moment and everyone's happy and they're like, okay, amazing, go go go, and they'll do like 20 shots of you just micro moving because everything's in place. Like, that's wild to think about, but it's so true. But yeah, just be conscious of the whole team. Yeah, I've got, don't be nervous if things are not working at first, if you're not getting good reactions, because things will change around with the camera settings, backgrounds, touch-ups, and then you reach the sweet spot where everything's just go, 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 and then you're in a flow state and everybody's happy on set. So that's kind of just what I covered. But yeah, don't be afraid if like in the first few shots they're like, something's not working. It doesn't mean that you're not working. It could as well, but generally there's so many other factors that go into it that are not personal to you. It could be anything really, so don't put so much pressure on yourself in like the first shot. Just be like, okay, we build and we'll get there. And then I've got overstimulation. It is overstimulating being a model because you are constantly being touched by people. Will be there on set and I'll literally have 5 people touching me at one time. Like, one person will be putting an earring in, the next person will at the same time be brushing my hair, someone will have a touch up under my eye, like literally right on my eyelash line where they could poke me in the eye, and you've got like 100 other people touching me. Someone's adjusting this, someone's adjusting that. It's all happening at the same time. Someone could be like in there adjusting your bra or your underwear. It's not even in a weird way. It's just because we've got to collectively get the shot. Yeah, overstimulating is a big thing. You can get overstimulated. But my advice to that, if you need to have a 2-minute breather, that's fine. Be vocal and tell them. If you need to put your own clothes on and go for a little walk for like a minute, or just have a breather and be on your phone if you haven't been on your phone all day, that's okay. Just say to them, guys, can I just have 2 minutes? Because sometimes they forget and they're like so goal focused that they forget that this might be getting a bit too much for you. Yeah, you will have a lot of people touching you on set all at the same time, so you have to kind of get used to that. I just zone out. and turn into a robot when I'm shooting. But for today, the last thing that I have is don't be on your phone the whole shoot. People hate it when you're constantly on your phone. It feels like you don't want to be there. And it's so true. I feel like the phone creates like a barrier between you and everyone else. And even like people might want to come to you and just be like, oh, hey, like I've been following you for a long time, or, you know, I scouted you for this job and I saw you in this campaign. You just don't know. They could be wanting to say something really nice to you, but they're intimidated. They're probably already intimidated because of the way that you look and the experiences that they might have had with other models. If you're there just on your phone in the corner, like constantly on your phone, then it looks like you could be doing anything. You know, you could be looking at the stock market, you could be going through something and having an argument with your boyfriend or a family member. So they don't know. So they are probably more than likely not going to want to be rude and disturb you. So if you're just phone away, more open, smiling, happy, approachable, talking to everyone, like it's nice, and you can make friends on set and have a good time. And ultimately, you guys are going to spend the whole day together, and then you might spend other whole days together as well. So it's just nice to get on with everyone, really. I personally enjoy it. I feel like that's a big factor of the job, getting to meet all these like really cool people, learn about people, understand like the different walks of life, especially when I'm traveling and modeling. It's so fascinating that you can meet so many cool people. Yeah, I generally try and keep my phone away. Obviously little times is fine because it does get like boring sometimes when you're so much waiting around. But yeah, generally, at least at the beginning of the shoot, I try and be more open and less like glued to my phone. But yeah, generally, I just want to say modeling is such a fun, cool job. It has given me so much. It's allowed me to travel, meet people, have all these experiences, shoot in, I don't know, like manor houses in the UK, palaces in Rajasthan, fly here, fly there, go Paris, come to India, go to Thailand, live in Dubai. Like it's given me so much in this lifetime. So if you can do it, I would do it. And yeah, just enjoy yourselves. Somebody that I met, I can't remember, it was an owner of an agency here. I remember exactly who it was. And she said to me, Shivani, this is one of the only industries in the whole world where our job requires us to have fun. It's such a fun job. Like there's the whole professional side, which I've covered a lot in this video, but she was like, also, it's a fun job. So yeah, like if you're going into it, thinking of going into it or are in it, then also don't forget to have fun and just enjoy yourselves and make loads of cool memories. That's all for today. I hope that was interesting and you guys might have learned something. It could have given you guys some little tips and tricks that might have been helpful. I think I will definitely do a part 2 to this because there's so many other things that I could tell you guys. But yeah, in the comments, let me know if you found this interesting, and I will see you guys in my next video.